Friends, neighbors,
Hi.
YouTube comment section. Are you guys ready? I feel like, first of all, I haven't been putting out a lot of videos lately because we've been really busy. And the other thing is, I haven't been roasted horrifically in the YouTube comment section in a minute. So I figured this would be a good thing. So this was a tax write-off purchase that is starting to be the end of the year, and I have to spend money or the government takes it. So this was a little bit of an impulse buy that I bought from the Electronic Bay. I also do not know what churchgear.com is.
You don't know about it?
No.
It's churchgear.com. They have church gear.
Thank you, Ben.
And then they sell it.
All right, open this thing up. Let's show YouTube what we bought. No, you do it.
You me do it. It's
yeah.
yours.
I have to give color commentary.
Okay.
What is the difference between churchgear.com and, like, say, Sweetwater? They have, like...
I think they buy the gear from churches and then resell it. Yeah.
Man, there ain't nobody that has money like Jesus. Jesus got a lot of money. Jesus is in 4K. Or 8K. Or
remember, kids, always put towards yourself to protect others.
Ben is always saying how sharp his knife is that he sharpens on a coffee cup.
No, I don't sharpen on a coffee mug anymore.
What, do you have the whetstone?
Yes.
All right. What could it possibly be?
Oh, packing peanuts.
Oh, yeah, this is... Our desk is already so messy.
Here.
And I feel like this is not helping things. We have an IEC cable. And through the magic of editing, this will all go away. This. Oh, Jesus. Well, the guy that I bought this from did say it would be packaged well. And he was not wrong. Hey, Ben. Alright. Very delicately take this out.
I get the...
Thank you. Dudes! Look at this! Are you ready for the most useless piece of gear in 2025? Here you go. The Focusrite Red Range 2 Dual Equalizer. Knob feel. Ben, give her a twist.
Interesting. Oh, clicky. Yeah, pretty good. This is cool. Like the actual.
You know we're gonna have to open this thing, right?
Okay.
So check this out. While Ben is adjusting the knobs, here's what I know about the Focusrite Red Range. So those of you who are hip, Focusrite kind of has a weird reputation now because of the lesser expensive interfaces like the 2i2s and all that stuff, like the ubiquity of the $200 interface. Focusrite, for a great majority of the time, for those of you who do not know, was an extremely high-end audio company. The Red Range series had a couple of different things. And for those of you watching this video, I am going to give you audio catnip with what I'm about to tell you. So I'm sure that those of you who are mixers probably know about the 3. That's the stereo compressor that Chris Lord Algae uses. That is like, in his videos, that's always the thing. I think Tom Lord Algae uses it also. It's a very famous compressor from the Red Range. With the Red Range, there's a couple of products. So the weird one, because you know me, I have to like the weird and esoteric stuff. The weird one is they made a rack plate that was a blank rack panel called the Zero, the rack enhancement panel, which I have been looking for years. And
it's just this, but blank.
It's just this faceplate, but like
gosh.
if you look at this, this is a 1/4 inch thick piece of aluminum.
I got the measuring tape out to verify.
Don't tell me it's 3/16.
No, it's 1/4 inch.
So this is a 1/4 inch thick piece of aluminum. So to put this into LM perspective, here.
There's a bevel there, so that's why it didn't look
This is what we make our stuff out of. This is 1/8 inch thick, and this is already really thick compared to, really thick compared to normal rack panels. And if you look at, say, like a back box for rack panels, it looks like this. This is 063, so this is 1/16, 1/8 inch, and then this is a 1/4 inch rack panel. So the fact that there is a 1U blank red anodized piece of aluminum that is the Focusrite Zero rack enhancement panel, which I suggest all of you Google. I think the 1 in the Red Range is a 2-channel mic pre. The 2 is the EQ. The 3 is the compressor. The 4 is I can't remember if it's the 4 or the 5, but I believe the 4 is a home hi-fi preamp. So I don't think there's a remote control with it, but it has the big like porthole bubble VU meters, and it has a little red LED screen that goes on it, and you can switch between like your record player, a CD player, and it was like the early 90s. The 5 is a power amp. The 6 is, I know that there's a channel strip with an EQ, or it's a preamp and an EQ. There's another one that's a preamp and a compressor. And then there's another one that's a 4-channel mic pre. And they're all in this Red Range family. So what I know about this is the ISA EQ. Here, hang on. Sorry. I'm just going to click my camera into manual focus so that we don't give you guys a headache here. So this is the ISA console EQ as far as I know. I did some research on it while I was, before we made this video, and they say they tweaked it a little bit. I've never seen the Focusrite console. That's like my holy grail of consoles. Like if I could own any piece of gear, I would own the Focusrite Studio console. If you want, check it out on YouTube. They actually have a video about the history of the Studio console. Very interesting. And Brainworks makes a channel strip, a VST channel strip, which I use on everything. It's very cool. The EQ is freaking magic on it. I can't explain it. And again, when you look at this, it's not really that revolutionary here. This is a high shelf. It's a fixed shelf. You go from 3.3 to 18K. The low band is also a shelf, 33 to 460 hertz. There's a high pass filter on here, 330, 0 to 330 on this. Stepped. These are all stepped. This is not. And then the mid range is this is a variable Q, variable gain, and variable frequency. So this is a fully parametric mid band. So they have these X3 buttons in here that puts your EQ range, or you puts your EQ into range. So if this button is out, it gets you 40 hertz to 400 hertz. If you engage it, it's 120 hertz to 1.2K. The back of this thing, look at this. Come on. This is beautiful.
Another 1/4 inch thick piece of aluminum.
Another 1/4 inch thick piece of aluminum.
Look how insane this is.
Hang on, I just don't want to set it down on the knobs.
The switch is recessed.
Yeah,
1/4 inch because it's...
This is insanity. So here's my question. I saw this on Meyer stuff. They have these XLRs with this other hole. What's that do? Do you know?
No idea.
Is that like another ground? I've seen this before.
It doesn't look like it has contacts in it.
And I think Neutrik still actually makes these.
Oh, it looks like it's a rivet. Like you can see in the male one, there's also a 4th hole.
Oh, interesting.
It looks like it's some type of rivet.
All XLR connections wired as far as pin 1, screen, pin 2, live, return signal 180, out of phase. Oh, that's cool. It's balanced. So this thing has serviced by Bert Price. And there's Bert Price's phone number that we're now putting on YouTube. 9 of 2003. So I wonder if we can look up the serial number on this. You want to take it apart?
Yeah.
Let's take it apart. You need a. We need a Allen key.
Oh.
I don't know if you can take it apart from the. I would say probably from the back is going to be the move.
Oh, big boy.
It's a big boy.
Yeah, it's not a big boy.
So the Focus. I think this stuff came out in '93. I think they made it from '93 until the early 2000s. I don't know that any of the other things were super popular. I know that the 2 EQ and the 3 compressor were very popular, and I think out of everything. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I had audio catnip for you. There was back in the day on Gear Sluts. I don't know if it's still there or not, but I know that back in the day there were 2 people that built a 5.1 channel compressor out of 3 of the number 3 stereo EQs, and I think Tori Amos got one, and then there was another one for like a private person. And the cool thing is they used the number 0 rack enhancement panel as like they drilled it, and then they had like some type of control. I don't know if that was like a master engage, disengage, or something like that. But if you guys look for that, I'm sure if you follow my channel, you guys are gonna just be right into that, because that was the first thing that really got me into the Red Range, beyond watching the propaganda film of the history of the Focusrite studio console, which, I mean, behind me on the shelf, I have 2 Focusrite ISA 828s. I mean, and those are some of my favorite microphone preamps to ever exist. Like, they're very, very cool. This is, well, I see a toroidal transformer in there, so I just don't know if this is... Oh, this is the top. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
What do we got going on there? Oh, interesting. Look at this plate. This is wild. Look how thick this thing is.
How heavy is that?
It's at least a pound.
That's crazy.
Feel it.
Whoa.
That thing's pretty cool. Really, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this with Ben is Ben always kind of roasts me for my love of hardware. So I just figured it would be fun to make him open an EQ. And the other thing is I figured the 2 of us could do a quick look at this thing to just make sure that there aren't any caps that are weird, because I'm sure that this thing is gonna need some love. I mean, I don't know how old it is.
Last serviced in 2003.
Well, it was last serviced in 2003. Oh, here you go. 97.
Look at that.
1/3 of 97. Oh, look. So they're bonding the top plate. They're bonding the back plate.
I think that's to touch this.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a wire too.
They've got. Is this a toroidal transformer in here?
It says Carnhill transformers.
Oh, it's a Carnhill transformer, famous in the transformer community. 97. Very cool. 1/13 of 97. There's some got going on in here. A little bit of corrosion on that. Voltage selector. These caps feel okay though. I believe Carnhill knobs were used in all the Neve stuff. Heatsink. Power transformer.
Oh, hey, there's another transformer right there. The old...
Yeah, there's a toroidal underneath there. Is this? I wonder if this slides out, or it's probably not.
Probably not. It's probably mount. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta take these knobs off to get it out.
Look at this chassis. Look how thick this is.
Holy crap!
This whole thing is a 1/4 of an inch.
These screws are just like, these are machine screws.
So I mean, you guys know me at this point. If you have smashed that like and subscribe, you know me that I love anything that's weird and esoteric and overbuilt. And because I have the year 2000 Midas Heritage 2000 console, I'm like acquiring all of the outboard gear that is like the outboard gear of the time. I have the DBX 160 SL, another monster anodized thing. It's like, I don't know. I just think this stuff is really cool. Also, because this is the stuff that was like untouchable when I was a kid. I mean, I have no idea how much this thing was new. I think I paid
16
$1,600 for this. I don't know if that's a deal, a steal, got ripped off. I don't know. I think this thing was like $3,500 when it was new, and that was in, early 2000s, 1990s money. But I'm very curious to turn it on and see what it sounds like. But I just wanted to make a quick video about this just with Ben because I figured it would be fun to just look at all of this stuff. So anyway, hopefully I'll do more videos on it. This is going to be my 2-bus EQ. This is going to go with my Neve master bus processor. So this is my 2-bus chain for recording. So I will see what it sounds like. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we were going to wrap the video, and as soon as I stopped recording, Ben and I started looking at this thing. So, all right, here's what we're looking at. So there's 2 transformers that are right here. And what are we saying? They're the outputs?
Well, I can't exactly tell, but I'm seeing traces go here to this one. This is an input going to this transformer, and then these traces are going to this output. But these don't exactly line up with the transformer, and these pads aren't soldered to it, so it's hard to tell exactly. But it's kind of looking like there's an input and an output transformer.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, it has to impedance match.
It is also a Neve thing.
Oh, really?
And, well, like in terms, like, because that's what he's known for, the transformer thing.
Well, Oh, really? That's what makes the Neve sound the Neve sound?
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I'm kind of surprised I didn't know that either. I feel like that's a Billy fact.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, I mean, Ben is a computer programming kind of guy, right? So I have to ask you the question. It's like, so in terms of audio, like, look at all of the stuff. Like, even if you don't know what anything does, like, okay, clearly this is an EQ, so there's a bunch of caps and there's a bunch of resistors in line. It's like...
It's all about filtering.
Right, exactly. Like...
And inductor. Like, I think it's hard to tell sometimes, because sometimes they make inductors that look the same as resistors, but some of these might be inductors. I could be completely wrong, though.
So why do you use an inductor versus a cap?
A capacitor... is a high-pass filter, and inductor is a low-pass filter.
Really?
Essentially.
I didn't know that. I thought it was actually about capacity.
No, so a capacitor will let higher frequencies travel through it easier, because it absorbs the low frequencies as DC current sort of thing, and then the inductor allows low frequencies to go through it because it absorbs the high frequencies as oscillating, like it, because it's like a magnet, so it can let the big stuff go through because it overpowers the magnetic field of the.
So going to
this is a very bad explanation, but
yeah, well, YouTube will let you know. So here's my question. I guess this makes sense now. Not knowing that, it's like if you look at a power conditioner PCB, there's an inductor on that, so that's they're using that as a filter for like 50 or 60 hertz line noise.
Yeah, well, it's for all of the other stuff that isn't the 50, 60 hertz, obviously. Like, everything that's above that is just, like, adding random signal into there that could mess with the circuitry.
It's pretty wild that it's just a piece of iron with some copper around it, and that's that's
it's a low-pass filter.
Yeah, that solves the problem.
Yeah.
I wonder why this is enclosed in this can.
Shielding, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because, I mean, this is the power supply.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely why. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's definitely just for shielding. And if you notice, I don't know if you can... Well, there's this piece of metal around the power supply.
For more shielding.
And then, even still, no, they don't have it. Sometimes on board design, where the power supply is the same PCB as the other circuitry, they literally route out channels in the PCB. But so, this one doesn't have that. It just... Oh, actually, it might. It's just that this is passing through it. I can't exactly tell, though.
It is kind of interesting to see how much bonding they have. So the top piece is bonded. The front and the back plates are bonded. Each of this side chassis piece is bonded. So, I mean, even with a conductive material like aluminum, they're still bonding all of this. And interestingly enough, my DBX 160 SL has banana jacks on the back. so that you can do a chassis ground and tie it. So if you want to ground the chassis separately, which we did racks for a fairly large sound company that requested that we bond the rails. Like we sand the powder coating off of it.
Wow.
And I thought that was pretty interesting. And they don't do it for everything, but they have like a weird like testing division of the company that does like volume testing for its space components, which was pretty cool. I don't know how much of that we can say on camera, but that division wanted all of the rack rails like bonded together, and then they wanted to be able to have like a screw that goes in it with a cable that you can like ground everything, which is I guess it's pretty interesting. Even as a pseudo electrical guy, I'm just like, that seems a bit overkill. It's like, aren't you bonding to this? But I guess not. You know, somebody smarter than me.
The anodizing isn't conductive. If your gear has like paint or anodizing, it's not necessarily making contact.
You don't think the anodizing is conductive?
I don't know, actually.
I mean, I would bet that probably doesn't matter. I mean, it probably adds resistance, or either adds or deletes resistance. Uh-oh, the multimeter is coming out.
I now need to know. I don't know if it... Huh? Oh, okay. What was on it?
We're smarter than this.
There we go.
We're smarter than this, I promise.
Nope, it's not.
Whoa. Interesting.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So if do we have raw aluminum in here?
There's some in that box there.
Now I gotta know.
Well, aluminum's conductive.
Well, I know that, but I would have never in a million years guessed. Alright, hold on.
Yeah, I bet if I...
Here's how we're gonna do this. We have
Billy, look, if I touch the scratch...
No way. Oh, here, look at this. So here's a non-anodized back box that do the panel. No kidding. I did not know that. Today I learned. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess like you have to charge the panels. I don't really understand how anodizing works specifically.
It's just a coating of chemical on top, so...
I know that, but I feel like there's an anode and a cathode to it. Like you have to charge it so that it sticks. Although I don't know. I mean, anodizing. Okay, you want metalworking lore. Anodizing is super toxic. There are not a lot of people that do it. So even when we do LM rack panel stuff, like we don't do that in house. Like there are very, very few people that do metal fabrication that do anodizing in house, because it is a horrifically toxic EPA nightmare if you don't do it right. So LM is in a very industrial park. The people a block over from us, they're very, very old building. They had pits for anodizing. And it was so toxic that even though that building's been abandoned for years, there's a hole in the roof because of it. Like Lou told us that. Our building maintenance guy told us that. It was crazy. But yeah, I mean, okay, cool. This is the EQ. Oh, I know what I was going to say earlier. So, like, I have to ask, when you model this stuff in a software world...
Well, this one would have been modeled in software because it's 97. They had some more primitive modeling software, but I don't know if they would have done this in software.
Focusrite does have this. You can buy the Red 2 or the Red 2 EQ.
You're saying later in VST form.
Right, in VST form.
Okay.
So it's like, here's my logic with buying all equipment. Will it make my sound better? Is it worth, like, if you're investing in hardware, is it worth the A to D trip? Is it worth going through your patch bay? Is it worth noise and all of that other kind of stuff?
Printing in real time,
recallability. Like, if you look at it from a purely logical sense, hardware makes no sense to own hardware in the year of our Lord 2025. It just doesn't. So I have to ask. Like, I don't understand how the modeling works with it. Like, how do you make this piece of analog gear with all of this stuff?
There's multiple ways to do it.
Okay.
You can model the circuitry. That is a method that some people use. They actually like design the plugin that actually models as if the electrons are flowing through the components. And that's like a really crude way to do it, but sometimes can be more accurate. But it's not very efficient and it doesn't run very well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the mathematical way of doing it, of you figure out the math of the components and how they work as a mathematical equation with electricity flowing through it. And that's how most plugins are made. Or if it's a linear thing like an EQ, you can even just sample it a bunch of times and then kind of like reverb impulse responses.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I thought it worked. You just okay, I'm adjusting this finite parameter. I'm putting a sine wave through it and recording how it manipulates
and that is one way to do it, but that doesn't work nearly as well as the mathematical solution. But the mathematical solution is really difficult to do. So the math one is the best, and it's the most difficult to do.
So I mean, it's interesting. Like, I don't know if my ears have matured, but at least in my own journey, I thought Waves was the best sounding stuff in the world when I first started recording.
Well, it was originally.
And now and then I got UAD, and I thought UAD was the best stuff, and now I'm like gravitating more towards Brainworks stuff, where it's just like I like Brainworks things more. But on the same token, the plugins and stuff that I gravitate towards are analog emulations. Like, it's very rarely where I grab like a fab filter. It's usually like, oh, I'm grabbing an API EQ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, or an SSL
I don't even
EQ.
own the fab filter plugins. They're so expensive for EQ.
The Spirit of the Bear Boys love the fab filter EQ.
Yeah.
They tell me all the time how I'm
crazy.
it's
a cool piece of software, but like I feel like my free plugin that has most of the features works pretty well too.
But as I started to incorporate hardware into my workflow, like, I don't know if it's the psychological effect of I've spent a lot of money on this. Because, I mean, again, if you buy this thing for $1,600, you can buy an entire Waves suite for that. Mm-hmm. Like, how much is whatever the
diamond pack,
the every pack plugin? $5,000. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's like, all right, cool. In hardware land, think $5,000 gets you a massive passive. It gets you a really good stereo EQ.
And a vintage Pultec.
Yeah. It's like, so it's like, I believe in my mind that it's not psychosomatic, that hardware actually does sound better, but,
I think that there's a lot of, it does sound different. Whether it's better is a subjective thing to some degree, but
I don't know. And you guys know that I'm not shy with EQ. Like, I will EQ something to the point of death. And I have found that on Midas consoles, you can do that. And on Yamaha consoles, you cannot. But the other thing is hardware versus software. Like, if you compress something really, really hard in a digital world, you can compress it harder. And if you compress it that hard in analog, like, sometimes it's just like
gritty and
weird. It's weird. Like, it just does weird things. And EQ is another thing that it's just like in analog, you can't go as hard, but sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, it just starts to get really weird. And the two things definitely behave differently. I know what you're saying. The only thing that I've heard that sounds markedly better is reverb. I still will say that outboard reverb sounds better than plugins, because that's just so much math that you're asking your CPU to deal with.
But it's all just digital processing anyway.
Yeah, I know. But still, I don't know what it is. There's just something about it that sounds better when it's out of the box. I don't know if it's, again, just being psychosomatic that I paid a lot of money for this thing, so therefore it sounds better. But I don't know. Anyway. You think we covered everything? Meaning of life?
Yeah. I say it's 43.
What?
The meaning of life.
43?
Instead of 42.
Ah, look at you.
Gotta be contrarian.
Yeah,
Contrarian.
Guardians. Is it Guardians of the Galaxy?
No,
42?
the
Or,
Hitchhiker's Guide.
oh,
to the
Hitchhiker's
Galaxy.
Guide to the Galaxy. Okay, I was picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So Ben and I have now driven every girl away from this conversation in the 5-mile radius, and thusly now you have too for listening to it. So anyway, thanks for stopping. We're saying goodbye for real this time, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.